After years of growing up in the shadow of the greatest golfer of all time, Charlie Woods has delivered a thunderous statement to the golf world. At just 16, he entered the AJGA Team TaylorMade Invitational ranked 604th, barely a blip on the radar, and walked out as champion, stunning top-ranked amateurs who never saw it coming. His 15-under par total, capped by a closing 66 with 8 birdies, secured a 3-shot victory over some of the nation's best juniors, including No. 1 Miles Russell. This was no lucky break. Charlie outclassed the field, controlling every swing, every hole, every pressure-filled moment at Streamsong Resort. Once known only as Tiger's son, he now commands his own spotlight, and the timing is remarkable. While Tiger recovers from injury and fades from the competitive scene, Charlie has lit up the leaderboard and flipped the narrative. This wasn't just another junior event, it felt like the beginning of a new chapter in golf history. The kid who mirrored his father's mannerisms at the PNC Championship has transformed from a curiosity into a contender, proving that he's ready to carry not just his clubs, but the weight of his name. For years, Charlie Woods was more curiosity than contender, introduced to the world, not with a trophy in hand, but mirroring his father's mannerisms at the PNC Championship, his swing and poise hinting at potential that always came with the crushing weight of his last name. The spotlight wasn't something he sought, yet it followed him everywhere, magnifying each modest finish, including a previous best of T25 and a JGA play, into proof for skeptics that the hype had arrived too soon. But at the AJGA Team TaylorMade Invitational, ranked just 604th against a stacked field featuring 4 of the top 5 juniors in the nation, Charlie didn't just rise to the occasion, he owned it. His 15-under par total, capped by a final round 66 with 8 birdies, wasn't a fluke, it was a dismantling. He outfought and outplayed some of the best young golfers in America over 54 holes, turning what could have been a breakout into a definitive arrival. ESPN says his ranking will skyrocket. Golf Digest calls it a career-changing win. And everyone else is now asking, how far can this kid go? Once simply known as Tiger's son, Charlie Woods has claimed his own spotlight, his own voice, and a place in the conversation about golf's future, loud, clear, and impossible to ignore. For years, Charlie Woods was more curiosity than contender to the golf world, not with a trophy in hand, but mirroring his father's mannerisms at the PNC Championship, his swing and poise hinting at immense potential that came with the crushing weight of the Woods name. He never asked for the spotlight, yet it followed him relentlessly, magnifying each modest finish like his previous AJG, a best of T25 into ammunition for skeptics who believed the hype had arrived too soon. That narrative shattered at the AJGA Team TaylorMade Invitational, where ranked just 604th. Charlie walked into a stacked field featuring 4 of the top 5 juniors in the nation and walked out a champion. His 15-under par total, anchored by a closing 66 with 8 birdies, was no fluke, it was a dismantling, according to Reuters. He surged on the front 9 with 4 birdies in 5 holes, flipping a 1-shot deficit into a commanding lead, and every time someone made a push, he answered cool.com and calculated. The competition was fierce, and BC Sports called it one of the strongest AJGA fields of the season, headlined by No. 1 Miles Russell and No. 5 Luke Colton, but Charlie beat them all, finishing 7 shots clear of Russell. That's not just a win, that's a clinic. More than raw talent, his performance showed maturity and composure rarely seen at 16, precise, deliberate, and utterly in control. ESPN says his ranking will leap by hundreds of spots. Golf Digest calls it but rankings don't measure presence, and after this, every top junior in the country knows that when Charlie Woods is in the field, they might be playing for second. The question now is louder than ever. Was this simply a breakout, or the first glimpse of early greatness? Either way, the golf world isn't just watching Tiger's son anymore, they're watching Charlie Woods. For years, Charlie Woods was more curiosity than contender, introduced to the golf world, not with a trophy in hand, but mirroring his father's mannerisms at the PNC Championship, his swing and poise hinting at immense potential that came with the crushing weight of the Woods name. He never sought the spotlight, yet it followed him relentlessly, magnifying each modest finish like his previous AJGA best of T25 into ammunition for skeptics who believed the hype had arrived too soon. That narrative shattered at the AJGA Team TaylorMade Invitational, where, ranked just 604th, Charlie walked into a stacked field featuring 4 of the top 5 juniors in the nation and walked out a champion. His 15-under par total, anchored by a closing 66 with 8 birdies, was no fluke, it was a dismantling. According to Reuters, he surged on the front 9 with 4 birdies in 5 holes, flipping a 1-shot deficit into a commanding lead, and every time someone made a push, he answered cool.com and calculated. NBC Sports called it one of the strongest AJGA fields of the season, headlined by No. 1 Miles Russell and No. 5 Luke Colton, but Charlie beat them all, finishing 7 shots clear of Russell. That's not just a win, that's a clinic. What separates Him isn't just the swing already one of the most technically clean motions in junior golf, it's how he thinks, how he walks into pressure and never seems rattled. Streamsong Resort is not a course you can fake your way around, but Charlie managed it like someone twice his age, plodding his way through tricky greens and demanding tee shots with the patience and precision of a seasoned pro. Yes, Tiger's influence is clear: the footwork, the mental approach, the obsession with preparation. But this week proved Charlie isn't just a product of elite coaching, he's building something on his own. Even Tiger told the New York Post that his son is forging his own path, and that's exactly what it looked like under pressure. He didn't try to be Tiger, he didn't have to. What he showed at Streamsong wasn't inherited, it was earned, and now, with his first AJGA title in hand, the golf world is asking, what's next? More AJGA wins feel inevitable. College golf programs will line up with offers. PGA Tour qualifiers are no longer a distant dream, they're a real possibility. At just 16, Charlie has proven he can not only hang with the best in his age group, he can leave them behind. The buzz surrounding him now isn't hype, it's real. And the scary part, this could still be the beginning. He's still learning, still growing, still building the mental muscle it takes to win consistently. 3 years from now, will we see him dominating college golf, making a pro debut, or chasing down his first tour cut? Every era has its spark, a moment where everything changes. Streamsong may have been that moment for Charlie Woods. It's no longer about whether he can live up to his name, it's about how far he'll take it on his own. At just 16, Charlie Woods has stepped out of his father's shadow and into his own spotlight, turning the AJGA Team TaylorMade Invitational into a career-defining statement. Ranked 604th, he faced one of the strongest junior fields of the season, including No. 1 Miles Russell and No. 5 Luke Colton, and dismantled it with a 15-under total, a closing 66, and a 7-shot win. His performance at Streamsong Resort was built not just on one of the cleanest swings in junior golf, but on cold, calculated course management, mental composure and maturity far beyond his years. Tiger's influence is clear: the preparation, the mindset. But this victory proved Charlie isn't just living off a name, he's forging his own path. Every birdie, every decision under pressure reinforced that this wasn't hype, it was the arrival of a genuine contender. Now, with more AJGA titles likely, college offers looming, and even PGA Tour qualifiers within reach, the question isn't if he can live up to the Woods legacy, it's how far he can take